Okay, this is one hell of a strategy board. Ah, Miss Harley Quinzel.
This one's just waiting for the clown's girlfriend to show up. She'll be good for minutes of entertainment before I cut her head off.
Uh-huh. Oh, it's Victor.
Surely no introduction is necessary. A prize-winning cryogenic scientist pushed to the edge of sanity by a desire to help his poor, dying wife. Or an old man captured by me and stuck on a grill.
There's the Titan formula. Right. Let's have a look. Pressurized. Ah, good. Right. I need to help Victor now. This is getting bad. What the? Oh, great. The other brother. A hammer and sickle.
Slice you into pieces, American.
We are gonna hurt you, fat freak.
Right. Okay.
Kill you.
Nice try.
We'll kill you back.
I'll kill you, freak.
Yeah, you take the hit. One down.
Look at you. How you beat me?
Ow.
Why won't you die?
Sorted.
You're
Damn it.
not so strong. I kill you with one hand. Kill you.
Not likely, buddy. Now, if you excuse me. I have some unfinished business to attend to. Now, if you excuse me. Now, I can set him free, but first things first. Get rid of this. Yep, one Titan remaining. The Burger Twins, yep. Skeleton. Right, open that up. Now. Let's deal with this. Not the wisest move, I would say. But anyhow, let's get Freeze out of there. I think he's had enough problems for one day. Microwave. Oh, that's cute. Jeez, you don't look well, Freeze.
Joker's cure. Where is it? Forget the clown. I want Cobblepot. He has my suit, my weapons. I'll end him for what he's done to me.
Penguin's mine. You need to stay focused on that cure, or innocent people will die.
You don't understand. I cannot complete my work without it. I must have it. Everything depends on it. Everything.
Penguin is protecting himself with your ice gun. How do I get past it?
Do I look like a fool? Why would I tell you that?
Because if I can't get past it, I won't help you get your suit. Think about it, Victor. You don't look well. If you're gone, what will happen to Nora?
Leave my wife out of this, Batman. Don't let this situation fool you. We are not friends. No!
Today is
Wow.
not a good day to push me, Victor.
Stop! There's a security override chip I built into the suit to stop anyone using my weapons against me.
How did that work out for you?
Why don't you go get the security override and figure out a way to stop him yourself?
It's been a pleasure, Victor. Keep thinking about that cure. I'll get you your suit back.
Right. So we have now met Mr. Freeze. Okay, what we got? Static Shock, Combat Tricks, Predavision, Catwoman. Right, we're gonna boost up the bat suit a bit with combat armor. I'm gonna need it. Now, do we finally have the bio of Mr. Freeze? We don't. But we can now talk about him now since we've met him. His real name is Victor Freeze. Now, Victor Freeze was actually a cryogenics, researcher. He wanted to preserve life in a cryogenical way until a cure could be found. Now, Freeze is not your typical baddie. He doesn't go out for revenge or murder. Well, he will if you cross him, but not in the traditional sense. You see, Victor Freeze's main goal is to save his wife. You see, his wife, Nora, was diagnosed with a terminal illness, and Victor tried everything to save her. And he decided to cryogenically freeze her so that he could find a cure at a later date. However, during the fact that he has been embezzling, research funds from the company he was working with, a man named Boyle, came down, attacked Freeze, and tried to take Norway because he believes, well, he's using, their technology. Yes, I've noticed. Let's go on here and I'll finish the rest of the story. Now, back to what I was saying. Because Freeze did that, he attacked Boyle because he believes that, Boyle was going to take Nora away, use her cryogenic stuff to sell or experiment on her. He wouldn't have that. Unfortunately, during the scuffle, Freeze had hit some chemicals that altered his body. Now, unfortunately, by altering his body, he can no longer stay in heat, like in warm environments. He has to wear a cold suit to survive. If he stays in the heat too long, he will die. However, Freeze is also essentially immortal. Now, what I mean by this immortality is, in the Batman the Animated Series and the Batman Beyond, Mr. Freeze doesn't age. Well, he does age, but he ages at a slow rate, very slow rate. Now, in the Batman the Animated Series, now I do recommend you do look this up. I do recommend it's a good episode. I don't recall if it was an episode or a movie, but it was one of the two. Nora Freeze does get cured. After when Freeze tries everything, and he finally finds the cure for her illness. Now, Mr. Freeze has also had a movie appearance in The Batman and the Robin with George Clooney in it. Ugh, I know, it was not a great movie, guys, but ugh. Where Arnold Schwarzenegger played Mr. Freeze. Yeah, I know, but come on, guys, it was the 90s. It was the 90s. It happens. But anyhow, back to what I was saying about the story. In that universe, Nora Freeze is, well, she's alive, but she is, frozen. Let's see, where am I gonna go? Ah, yes, there's the Iceberg Lounge. And also, Freeze does actually properly die, though. In Batman the Animated sorry, in Batman Beyond, not Batman the Animated Series, in Batman Beyond, which is the spiritual successor to Batman the Animated Series, Mr. Freeze was revived, in a sense, because the only thing that was left of him was a head. So I don't know where this battle came from. I don't know if it was Batman the Animated Series or an experiment gone wrong. But after Freeze's head was found, I'll have to go a little bit deeper here. Let me stop and go deeper. I do recommend you find these episodes of Batman Beyond series. They're bloody brilliant. But yes, after Freeze's dismemberment, a powerful tycoon named Derek Powers, who's taken over Wayne Industries and made it to Wayne Powers, he has a unique mutation thanks to Terry McGinnis, who is the Batman Beyond Batman, their version of Batman basically, and he wanted a cure for his problem. So a scientist believed that if they could clone his body and send his mind and all his pathways and organs into this body, he'd be fine. So they found out about Mr. Freeze and they used Freeze to be a test subject. Now, the experiment worked, but unfortunately there was a slight problem. His mutation came back and he started suffering from cold. Then Powers and the scientist betrayed him, and then he came back to get vengeance by freezing everyone. Now, during the initial battle, Derek Powers' powers kind of went into overdrive and he became Blight, which is a radiated powered monstrosity. In the battle, Freeze gets irreparably damaged and is not long for the world. Now, Terry McGinnis does try to save him, but unfortunately, he chooses to die because he believes, I've got nothing to live for, I'd rather die and be with his wife. And he said these words to Batman. Now, he is not aware that this is a younger, new Batman, not the original, but he did say this: "You're the only one who ever cares." Which is true. Batman does care about Mr. Freeze because he feels sorry for him, but he knows he has to stop him from doing anything too naughty. And that's pretty much the story of Freeze. I know it was a long one, but he's a very unique character. He's not a I wouldn't say he was an all out villain. Oh, hello.
What is it? Finally grown a pair and come to find me? Well, good luck. You want some? Come get it.
I need to collect the security override from Freeze's suit to disable the freeze gun.
Yes, I forgot about that. So, yeah, Freeze is not what I would call your typical bad guy. He's more of a sympathetic bad guy in the way that he's not like he doesn't want to hurt people, but in some strange way he only wants to do is just crap. He only wants to do is just save his wife. That's all he wants. He wants to save his wife and be with his wife, but he has to go through illicit means.
Get him out of it.
Shut up. Yeah, so he wants to save his wife. That's all he wants to do. He doesn't want to harm people if he can help it, but he just wants to save them. And that's why Batman, in a sense, kind of respects Freeze, thinking, well, okay, he's not a bad guy, but he has to be dealt with because he is a danger. There we go. Alright, so, in a way, Batman, does, care for Mr. Freeze. He thinks, look, he's not a bad guy. He's not a monster. He's just wants to save his wife. That's all he wants to do. And to be honest, I kind of see the point of Freeze. I mean, like I said, he's not a bad guy. He just wants to save his wife and be with her. It's just circumstances were against him. Alrighty, we know where the free suit is because we already, cleaned the area out. I doubt there'll be anyone around. Nope, it's just the coppers. Hear no evil, speak no evil. Oh yeah, I was meant to find something around here.